Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, The Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, Teron?
Oh, nothing much. I wanted to share another one of my aunt's morning texts with y'all. And, I felt like this one could also be a very interesting topic. So this text said, remember how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. You are not where you want to be, but neither are you where you used to be. And I thought that was interesting because I think that it's a slight reminder to never diminish or belittle the transitions and like success that you've had thus far. Like I know I remember periods in my life where I would like have a goal that is so high and like I would only ever be like, nope, I'm not gonna be happy, I'm not gonna acknowledge anything until I get there, but never acknowledging any of the milestones that I was crossing along the way. And as I get through life now, I'm realizing that just ain't the way I like to live life. I like to celebrate literally everything. And so I think that it is important to not only remember where you are now, but like also remember not what you went through, but like remember all the different milestones that you accomplished along the way as well. So what do you guys think about that?
I think a lot of times like I can get caught in that like, all right, well I did this, now what's next? I did that, now what's next? What's next? And keep getting into that cycle of what's next, but I'm never sitting back for a second and like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like I accomplished this and that. Like just appreciating what I have done. And so I think when you focusing on what's next and not appreciating what you have, then it kind of takes the enjoyment out of it. Like, cause now it's just about a goal. It's not about doing what you love anymore or enjoying it anymore. It's just like, all right, so.
I like what you said there, and I agree with you. Appreciating where you at, every day, and showing gratitude for what you got every day. For me, it's the same thing. I wake up in the morning. I'm very. I have a mindset of gratitude, and my attitude is just more in a space of appreciating everything that I have, because it just reminds me of at one time in one period of my life I didn't have the things that I have. So every now and then, and I'm not, I don't do it consistently, but I always catch myself and I remind myself how grateful that I am to have the things that I have, and just appreciate the moment, that I'm in. I try not to dwell on the past too much, but I always, if I look back on the past, I appreciate the journey, and where it brought me to. So.
And you see, I think that you just said something that's super important too, which is having gratitude and appreciation for where you're at. Because I feel like lately, not only like the way that I try and challenge myself to do that is I try and think about every milestone, that I accomplished, like as something that I would view as a grand thing in the world. So I'll take like a work project and I'll go, this is my Super Bowl. Like treat this how you think a player would feel after they win the Super Bowl. And it's like, if you can do that, then you can just find so much joy and fulfillment in literally all the things that you are doing. And also, you're reminding yourself of how connected and how amazing that you also are. And I think that that's so key. And I did want to say that my aunt text did make me also challenge it too, because where I would challenge that quote is, who's to say I'm not where I want to be? I think also is another thing. I think that I challenge that quote and I challenge myself every day to create where I want to be each day. If we just say, every day we can create anew, then there's nothing stopping me from being exactly where I want to be. And so I try and put myself in those spaces and like, how would it feel to be exactly where I want to be? Or, what do I want to explore today? So I think that those things are important.
That's the exact part of the quote that I guess, caught me is you're not where you want to be. And I think so many times we think we're not where we want to be. Like it's somewhere else we want to be, somewhere else we want to go, something else we want to do. And it's all about doing, and we forget to be. You know, like what's the saying? Like we're not human doings, we're human beings. But we forget to be. And I think that like a major perspective shift that has taken place for me is one of the things that Stephen will say a lot is we're already it now. And so it's like enjoying this moment, recognizing the beauty of this moment, recognizing that to have a body, to be in a human body, to be able to touch someone, to be able to hug the person you love, to be able to hear the sound of their voice, to be able to feel the wind on your face, to be able to see the color green. Like these things they're just really magnificent things that we take for granted. Yeah, so not getting so caught up into where we're going, but just realizing the beauty of this moment. And you can look around you and you can just find beauty in every single thing around you, but we just forget to do that so often.
And you know, something that I've gotten more into doing lately for myself, just to remind me, is like on the weekends, I will get up in the morning and I will go to the park and I will walk. And when I walk in the morning, you know, probably like an hour or so, but it just sort of puts me in the space of back to what we're talking about, you know, gratitude and appreciation. And it just makes me have a moment to reflect on like the here and now, you know, where I'm at. Because throughout the week, like I said, I think about it, but I don't think about it, like, because I'm so focused on, you know, what's going on and so forth. But that's my time as to where I dedicate it to myself, just to remind myself, like, man, you came a long way. You know, you came a long way.
And just being in that space of gratitude and appreciation, I feel like things flow so much easier when, like, we're not fixated on, you know, like what we don't have or what's not going on. Like when we're not fixated on that, we're just appreciating everything we have around us. Like I could be riding down the highway and I'm like I appreciate all of these trees, like, because who just put them there? Who made this road? Like, you can just find anything to appreciate to get yourself in a great mood.
I think something you said too, Rodney, just to sort of piggyback off of what you said, is I noticed that even for myself, every day, like sometimes I don't be thinking about the things that I have and how far I've come, you know, and I would take for granted the things that I have in my present moment, you know, friendships. You know, I remember at a time I wanted to find my soul tribe of friends, and I got them, you know, and I don't show appreciation every day about it, but I do. I appreciate it, you know. Being in a space as to where I didn't have, you know, transportation at one time. And now I got it, but sometimes I be in the space of I don't really appreciate it when I'm going about my everyday tasks. So that's something that I think a lot of us, like you said, Rodney, we don't really think about that as much. But if we did think about it just a little bit more, I think that will put us more in the space of like being more aware that we have everything that we ask for, you know. And things come, like anything we ask for, you'll see that you have it already. You just haven't been aware of it, you know.
Yeah, and just, I know for me, like I just like to appreciate my story now, because it's like all of these things that happen, they happen for me because all of it led me up to right now, and it's just, I'm grateful for that when I think about all of that. Like all that happened to lead me here, and I appreciate where I'm at now. And I know that I have the power to create the next part of my story.
You know, that actually, you know, you and that sentiment that you just spoke about actually reminded me of a conversation I just had last night. Like, and I remember, so I was having a conversation, and I was like, yeah, you know, I was telling the story about like when I had a dog that passed away or whatever, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, oh, that's so sad. I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess it is, like, but life kind of turned on around like right after that. Like when I started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, very appreciative of all the moments I had with Kobe. Like it was a good time, and like also he taught me like how to be nurturing and really care for a living organism. So that was a blast. But I was like, but you know, I don't see it as like a sad moment anymore. I'm thankful for all the moments I had with, excuse me, Kobe, my dog. But then I'm also thankful for the moments those moments that I had with him prepared me for later. Like, so later on when I have another dog and it's like, all right, you got to get up and do these things, I'm very comfortable and relaxed, and like nothing feels like outlandish for me to handle in this dog. Because yeah, but another reason I think that this topic is very important, because it's like we said earlier, I think it is incredibly key and important to be very appreciative and also remember that where you are now is exactly where you want to be, and that if it's not, you can literally create and reach out and have everything that you want available to you. Like it's not, there's nothing in between you and what you want, I think is what I really want to drive home from this quote as well. Because I always feel like there's nothing stopping me from reaching all the things that I would like to achieve and reaching the world. Like it literally just takes me being in the right mood and the right form, and like as I start vibrating high, the people around me start coming together, and it's like you end up just with amazing things. So I think that it's definitely key to make sure that you are not only appreciative and grateful for where you are at, but also to know that where you are is where you want to be, and if it's not, know that you can create where you want to be.
I agree with you on that. I would say, if anything, if you had the awareness of knowing that you are a creator, and you believe within yourself, and you believe that you can have anything that you that your heart desires, there's nothing that you really can't bring into your life. And so I think that's something else, you know. I would tell somebody to really just have the awareness of knowing you are a creator, and believe in what it is that you want to create for yourself.
And actually, you know, because I think that is super important too, because I think the minute you realize that you are a creator, I think is also the minute you realize it's impossible for you to not be where you want to be.
Nah.
I think because if you know that you're able to create and you're able to put yourself in whatever like occasion that you would like to be in, then there's no such thing as I'm not where I want to be, because you are that now. Like whatever you want to be in the future, you're that now. So continue to be that now and pour into the part of you, that is that now, and you'll see those things kind of matriculate out into your life. Like I think that like I'm a billionaire, like I'm a billionaire, and so like as that result, like I know that billionaire things happen to me and come around my life, and I don't feel like I need to work to get to a place of being a billionaire. I know that I just need to continue to feel that way every day, and as a result, those things will start to create based off of my energy.
So I think I'm not sure that. I think we're missing a piece right there. So if you're thinking I'm a billionaire, you're saying you are a billionaire, or you're saying billionaire things will start to happen if you think you're a billionaire?
I'm saying I am a billionaire, and as a result, the things that happen in my life are billionaire things.
And so when you say you're a billionaire, what does that look like or feel like?
Like it just feels like you're very abundant and free of things. You're not really worried about, well, for me, I'm not worried about what the next meal is coming or what's going to handle what bill. I'm very free and abundant, and I'm operating in a way it's like, well, you know, what do you want to create today? Like it is the money is going to flow to me regardless, because I'm just creating.
What are the feelings? How does a billionaire feel? What's the feeling?
Joy, happiness, music, I know that that's not usually a word described as an emotion, but I do think that that is a feel. I think that a billionaire feels like, I don't know, like you got a bop about you. Like you walk in with a certain presence, I think a billionaire is somebody who feels like there's nothing outside of me that's gonna stop me from feeling whatever I wanna feel that way today. Like when I'm walking into a room, I'm just feeling like me.
So I don't know how else to phrase this question, and this is for everybody,
Right.
for everybody that's listening, to really differentiate between the thing that you want and the feeling that you want. So do you want to be a billionaire, or do you want a certain feeling? And so if you want a certain feeling, you can feel that right now. So what's the feeling that you want?
One word, abundance. Like that, no, one word, freedom. Like, to be free of literally everything. Free of worries, free of desires, free of wants. Like to just be free. Like you literally just wake up and you're just flowing. I think that is the feeling that I aim for every day, to wake up and just flow.
And so instead of aiming for it, like, why are you saying you're aiming for it?
You already got
Yeah,
it.
you got me. Ooh. There's no real reason why I'm saying I'm aiming for it other than I just say I'm aiming for it.
Okay, well, can you feel
Yeah.
can you feel freedom right now?
Yeah.
Can you feel abundant right now?
Yes.
So the thing is, when we talk about you are already it now, what we're saying is you have the capacity to be everything. You already are everything right now. And so often we put our attention on so many other things, and we're not feeling the feelings that we want to feel. So whatever it is that we want in life, we want it for a reason. So when we identify the reason, and you keep going deeper and deeper, because most people say, well, I want money so I can pay bills and I can have experiences and my family can be whatever. But what's the feeling? And so when you say a billionaire, it's not just freedom, it's a whole lot of other emotions, because you specifically chose a billionaire. I can be free swimming, but when you say billionaire, and you've kind of hit on some of the things, because you say that I can pretty much, I can walk wherever I want to walk and do what I want. Like it's a different air that you want to breathe in, right? And so start breathing that air that you want to breathe. Start being the confident being that you want to be. Start projecting the aura that you feel like if you were a billionaire, you would project. And so you can literally feel all the things that you want to feel right now. You don't have to put it into one word. Like he's like, well, in the word is freedom. It doesn't have to be one word. Like I said, billionaire can encompass a lot of different things. Right. So feel those feelings right now. Feel them so much that you no longer have the desire to be a billionaire, because you already feel everything that you want to feel, right? But when you're feeling everything that you want to feel, what will materialize in front of you is the very thing that you say you want.
Thank you.
Just to piggyback off that, Arvette, I would say I think it might be for some people out here, but even with that, it's like at times I would, because I remember you had to chit chat with me one time and you had to remind me of the same exact thing. It's like I'm aware, but then I have that tug of war battle, as to where it's like I'm aware of I have everything that I need, and I have the tools to access those things already. But then I'll shift from the fifth fifth dimension and I get to the 3D, and I think that it can be challenging for people to sort of stay in. I want to say, I would think it would be challenging to keep yourself in the fifth dimension, because sometimes we still have that attachment to. It's challenging to get away from that 3D mindset sometimes, because I know even for myself, my biggest thing was I can vibrate. I know how to vibrate at fifth dimension now, but at times I will constantly, find myself shifting back to 3D, and then when I get to 3D, it's like something will tick in me and say, "Hey, hold up, Steve. You already know." You know what I'm saying? You already know what you need to do. You already know what you want. What is it that you want? And I think sometimes we think we know what we want, but we really don't know what we want until we ask that question. But
and I wanna put a pin right there, because what you just said is so important about, we think we know what we want, but we don't. And I think that a lot of times when we're about setting goals and trying to get to that goal, we have just cut off all this realm of possibilities of other things that you could have really wanted, much more, that would have, provided way more joy, etc. Because we so focused on this, and being the creator that we are, we're gonna get this. But it's so much more available to us. And so when we focus on the feeling that we think that goal is going to give us, then that allows the universe, our higher selves, the creative energy, to direct our energy in the way to get to that feeling better than that particular goal would have ever done. And like Rodney has said, I think recently, has said that a lot of times you get to a goal and then you just are like, what's next? What's next? You're still in pursuit. You're still chasing, because you never got what you really wanted, which was the feeling, right? And so we keep chasing, not realizing that we're really looking for a feeling. And we can have the feeling right now. And like Stephen said, it's easy to kind of slip away, and you start looking at what's right in front of your eyes, and then you're just like, this is not what I want. But then you have to just shift back in. Just as easy as it is to shift out, it's just as easy to shift back in. And so it's not really a challenge. And if we say it's a challenge, then it is a challenge. But it's not really a challenge. It's easy to shift from one dimension to another. It's very easy. The thing is, the more we practice staying in fifth dimension, the more we're going to be there. And so every time you feel yourself slip out and you realize things are hard, shift your focus and get back to where it's easy. You can imagine anything that you want to imagine at any time. And as long as you're imagining that, then you're creating that set of circumstances.
Oh, thank y'all for this conversation. I really enjoyed having a conversation about being very grateful and appreciative about where we're at now, but also not only that, but our stories in the past and how things have happened for us and not to us. And then also knowing that, just being really connected to being a human, and knowing that experience in itself is also a true blessing. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us, and we look forward to chatting with you again next week. Until then, this is Arvette.
And this is Steve.
Teron.
Rodney.
Bye.